Libra was never weak. Libra was trained to be silent. For lifetimes, Libra learned how to read the room before speaking, how to sense tension before it exploded, how to choose peace instead of truth, harmony instead of honesty, connection instead of authenticity. Libra learned that survival meant balance, and balance meant compromise. But then, Uranus arrives, and suddenly, the silence becomes unbearable. The compromises feel like betrayal, and the peace that once felt beautiful now feels like a cage. This is not a gentle story. This is the story of what happens when the planet of rebellion, disruption, and awakening collides with the Zodiac's great peacemaker. This is the story of how Uranus transforms Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and connection. Libra is here to create harmony in a chaotic world, to build bridges between opposing forces, to remind humanity that fairness, cooperation, and justice are possible. But Uranus has a very different mission. Uranus does not preserve systems. It breaks them. Uranus does not soothe wounds. It exposes them. Uranus does not ask how to keep the peace. It asks one question only. Is this real? And if the answer is no, Uranus destroys it. In astrology, Uranus is the great awakener. It represents sudden change, radical truth, liberation from outdated roles, and the collapse of anything built on fear, conformity, or false balance. Where Uranus moves, life accelerates. Shocks occur, illusions fall, and the soul is forced to evolve. For Libra, this is deeply unsettling, because Libra thrives on stability in relationships, on mutual understanding, on shared agreements and social contracts. Uranus does not honor contracts that silence the soul. When Uranus begins to influence Libra, through a natal placement, a transit, or a powerful aspect, life stops being polite. Relationships change without warning. People leave suddenly, or stay, but become unrecognizable. Libra often experiences this period as confusion at first. What did I do wrong? Why did this fall apart? I thought everything was fine. But Uranus is revealing something crucial. Everything was balanced, but not true. Libra has a karmic tendency to smooth over discomfort, to say it's okay when it isn't, to forgive too quickly, to negotiate away personal boundaries in the name of peace. This pattern often comes from deep ancestral or past life memory. In other lifetimes, Libra survived by staying agreeable, by not rocking the boat, by keeping powerful people calm. Uranus does not allow this pattern to continue. Uranus breaks Libra open. One of the first areas Uranus attacks is relationships, because relationships are where Libra hides the most. Under Uranian influence, Libra may experience sudden breakups, unconventional partners, long-term relationships collapsing overnight, or shocking revelations that can no longer be ignored. This is not because Libra failed. It is because Libra outgrew the version of love it was taught to accept. Uranus demands freedom inside connection, not escape, not avoidance, but authenticity. If a relationship requires silence, submission, or self-erasure, Uranus will end it, no matter how beautiful it once looked. This is often deeply painful for Libra, because Libra does not leave easily. Libra stays. Libra hopes. Libra believes things can be fixed. But Uranus teaches a brutal truth. Not everything is meant to be fixed. Some things are meant to be ended. As Uranus continues its work, something extraordinary begins to happen. Libra starts to hear their own voice. At first, it feels unfamiliar, uncomfortable, almost dangerous. Libra begins to say things like, I don't agree. That doesn't feel fair. I'm not okay with this. And the world reacts. Some people resist. Some relationships end. Some doors close. But something inside Libra opens. For the first time, Libra experiences internal alignment, the peace that comes from being honest. This is one of Uranus's greatest gifts to Libra, the realization that harmony does not come from silence. It comes from truth. Libra begins to understand that neutrality is not always virtuous. That balance does not mean standing in the middle of injustice. That fairness sometimes requires taking a side. This is a radical evolution of Libra's soul. Under Uranus, Libra's understanding of justice changes. Old Libra believed justice meant hearing everyone equally. Awakened Libra understands. Not all voices are equal. Not all arguments are valid. Not all compromises are ethical. True justice requires discernment and courage. Uranus pushes Libra to stop being the mediator and become the truth holder. This transformation does not stay confined to relationships. It extends into Libra's career and social role. Many Libras under strong Uranian influence experience sudden career changes. They may quit jobs that feel morally wrong, leave environments built on appearances, reject corporate hierarchies or unfair systems. Libra becomes allergic to hypocrisy. No amount of beauty or prestige can compensate for dishonesty. Uranus strips away Libra's tolerance for false harmony. Instead, Libra is drawn toward roles that reflect evolved justice. Progressive law, human rights advocacy, social reform, art that challenges norms, creative leadership. Libra under Uranus is no longer here to decorate society. They are here to upgrade it. Spiritually, Uranus represents awakening karma. For Libra, this often activates ancient lessons around self-erasure. In past incarnations, Libra learned. Survival required compliance. Truth was dangerous. Harmony was protection. Uranus breaks this karmic memory. It teaches Libra that this lifetime is different. This time, silence is the danger. This awakening is not gentle. Uranus does not whisper. It shocks. It disrupts. It forces Libra to choose. Freedom or attachment. Truth or approval. Authenticity or comfort. There is no neutral ground. At this stage, many Libras feel lost. Old identities dissolve. Relationships shift. The familiar sense of balance disappears. But this is not collapse. This is recalibration. Libra is learning a higher form of balance. Not balance between people, but balance between soul and life. And this is only the beginning. Because where Uranus sits in Libra's chart determines exactly how this awakening unfolds. In the next part, we will explore Uranus in each astrological house, how Libra can work with Uranus instead of resisting it, and how this transformation ultimately leads to profound peace. Not the peace of silence, but the peace of truth. As Uranus continues to work its way through Libra's life, the chaos begins to reveal its purpose. What once felt like destruction slowly shows itself as liberation. Libra starts to notice something subtle but powerful. The people who leave were often the ones who benefited most from Libra's silence. The structures that collapse were built on compromise, not truth. And the balance that disappears was never real to begin with. This is where Uranus becomes less terrifying and more illuminating, because now Libra is no longer reacting blindly. Libra is beginning to see where Uranus sits in the birth chart, determines where this awakening strikes first. If Uranus touches the first house, the identity itself becomes unstable. Libra may wake up one day and realize they no longer recognize who they've been pretending to be. The way they dress changes. The way they speak changes. Their values shift overnight. Others may say, "You've changed." And Libra finally replies, "Yes, I have." This is Uranus stripping away the socially acceptable mask and revealing the authentic self underneath. If Uranus activates the seventh house, relationships become the battlefield. Marriage, long-term partnerships, and contracts are all subject to sudden disruption. Some Libras experience shocking breakups. Others attract partners who defy every expectation. Non-traditional relationships, radically independent partners, connections that demand equality instead of dependency. Uranus in this position teaches Libra a powerful lesson. Love must allow freedom, or it is not love. If Uranus sits in the 10th house, Libra's public image and career undergo radical transformation. The old version of success feels empty. Prestige loses its meaning. Approval loses its power. Libra may walk away from careers that look perfect on the outside, but feel hollow on the inside. This placement often creates reformers, activists, and innovators. Libra becomes someone who challenges authority, instead of seeking its approval. No matter the house, the pattern is the same. Uranus destabilizes what is false, to make room for what is real. Emotionally, this process is not easy. Libra may feel ungrounded, anxious, disconnected. The old coping mechanisms no longer work. Avoidance fails. People-pleasing backfires. Silence feels unbearable. This is when Uranus asks Libra to develop something new. Inner authority. For the first time, Libra must learn how to self-validate. No longer asking, "Is everyone okay?" but instead asking, "Am I okay with this?" This shift changes everything. As Libra integrates Uranian energy consciously, the chaos begins to settle. Not because life becomes predictable again, but because Libra becomes adaptable, flexible, unafraid of change. Uranus teaches Libra how to stand alone, without becoming isolated, how to be independent, without losing compassion, how to tell the truth, without becoming cruel. This is advanced spiritual work. One of the most profound transformations happens internally. Libra releases the belief that harmony must be maintained at all costs. Instead, Libra learns that true harmony is the byproduct of alignment. When inner values match outer life, peace follows naturally, no negotiation required. Spiritually, Uranus acts like a lightning strike to the soul. It awakens memories Libra didn't know it carried. Memories of lifetimes spent mediating wars, negotiating survival, appeasing power to avoid destruction. Uranus says, this lifetime is different. You are not here to survive quietly. You are here to live truthfully. This realization is often followed by grief. Grief for lost relationships, lost versions of self, lost illusions. Libra mourns the life that looked perfect, but never felt right. This grief is sacred. It marks the end of karmic repetition. As Libra moves through this grief, a new strength emerges. Not loud, not aggressive, but unshakable. Libra begins to trust their inner compass. Decisions become clearer. Boundaries become firmer. Relationships become more honest. Eventually, Uranus stops feeling like an enemy. It becomes an ally, a guide that reminds Libra when something is out of alignment, a signal that says, pay attention. The evolved Libra under Uranus influence is no longer here to keep the peace. They are here to set the standard. They embody justice not as theory, but as lived truth. They show others what balanced power looks like. This version of Libra attracts different relationships, not ones based on dependency, but on mutual respect, not ones held together by silence, but by honesty, not ones that fear change, but ones that grow through it. In career and purpose, this Libra becomes influential. They challenge outdated systems. They speak uncomfortable truths gracefully. They bridge old structures with new consciousness. This is Libra at its highest octave. Uranus does not remove Libra's gift for diplomacy. It purifies it. Libra no longer negotiates away the soul. Libra negotiates from truth. And finally, balance returns. Not the fragile balance of compromise, but the solid balance of self-respect. Libra learns that peace is not something to be maintained. It is something that emerges when nothing inside is being suppressed. This is the ultimate lesson Uranus gives Libra. That authenticity is not selfish. That truth is not disruptive. That freedom does not destroy love. It reveals it. So if you are a Libra, experiencing sudden changes, unexpected endings, or a deep urge to break free, you are not failing. You are awakening. Uranus is not here to punish you. It is here to return you to yourself. And when Libra finally stands in that truth, no force in the world can destabilize them again, because balance is no longer something they seek. It is something they are.